The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us roughly midway between Boston and Providence. Everybody knows it as Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Patriots come out led by the 4-time Super Bowl MVP and owner of a record 6 Super Bowl rings. Arguably the greatest to ever play the game, Tom Brady. And we keep asking the same questions every year. How much longer can he keep doing this? Is this the year the dynasty crumbles? And every year Brady comes out and leads his team to the Super Bowl. They've been there now 3 years in a row, and only one team has made it 4. That's the Buffalo Bills. But remember, they lost all 4 in the early 90s.
Wait, set, run 80, turn 80. Watch the run, watch the run. Wait, 20 hit. Alpha.
A first carry now for Rex Burkhead. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. He's got his man, Boyd. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On the run, it's Burkhead. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now, we get that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Let's go.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Defense.
To give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Shotgun now for Brady. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Brian Burns. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? But if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Play action. Now it's Brady. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Eric Ebron, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in 2019 from Ohio State. It's Dwayne Haskins.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
A carry for Bryce Love, the fourth-rounder from Stanford.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
From midfield now, Haskins. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop it.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
So they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Jonathan Cyprien there defensively to make the play.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
In his own end zone, it's Brady. And they're going to get to him. That is going to be a safety. Tom Brady taken down in the end zone. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
56 is the mic. Target.
On first down, it's Haskins. That's the rookie with the catch, A.J. Brown. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
And he comes back with one complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Third down. Here's Haskins. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his fifth catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy.
They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep is Dwayne Harris.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And New York set to take the field. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. You're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
He's going to air one out, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for the rookie A.J. Brown there, and it's second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes his quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Second down, Haskins. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They go play action now. Haskins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Matt Darr now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here comes Humphries on the return. 51 yards on the punt there. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. The final shot before half for Brady.
So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we'll send you down the coast, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. New York set to take the field. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Patriots take over. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. If they're going to try to complete this comeback, they need more runs like that from him because until that point, he's been virtually shut down.
And based on where they are right now in this game, you would expect the ball to be in the air. But his ability to break off those types of runs, you can get big chunk plays on the ground as well. And he just provided one.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Eric Ebron with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. Flushed out right. Brought in over the middle by Grant. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. Being chased out left. Smith catches left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Again, they run with Burkhead. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty for the neutral zone infraction. Out of the shotgun to give to Burkhead. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Looking for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Brian Burns in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead him up 3rd and long. A play fake for Burkhead. Now Brady. He completes it to Boyd. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady, this will be caught at about the 6. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th.
56, check 56. Man, I got you. 56.
Following the turnover, it's Haskins. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game, even with the 2 points there, but let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Rex Burkhead, his second touchdown on the season, and the Patriots add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Haskins will throw. Decent start to the drive. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Myles Garrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. To try again after the sack. Haskins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Robert Kimdichie in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Now it's Haskins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Looking to throw, Haskins. It's complete to Brown, right side. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Haskins, you got the big lead defense. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 34. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Murray. Mecole Hardman, the intended target.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Let's go, D, let's go.
Freeman again. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Harris to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. Here's Haskins to throw. The quick slant caught. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Now they got to get to the line quickly. To throw again on second down. Haskins. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. To throw on third down. Haskins. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth down. One final shot for Haskins. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for the Pats, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.